These particular burial remains came from Larkhill, which is part of the Salisbury Plain landscape. So that's a very rich prehistoric landscape that has lots of mortuary deposits within it. Now, in the prehistoric period, you didn't get organised cemeteries, so you get very little warning that you're going to find these burials. They tend to turn up in singles or as pairs or very small groups. And they're usually within the landscape that people used. So in this case, these remains turned up in a landscape that would have been used for farming. So 2 of them came out of enclosure ditches and 2 of them came out adjacent to those ditches. Well, my job, amongst other things, is to work out the age and sex of the individuals, to see if they had any pathological lesions, to see how tall they were, for instance, which might sound a bit odd, but in fact how tall somebody grew can give you an idea of what their diet was like, and that in turn can then inform on how of the status of those individuals, not just on the individuals themselves, but of the group that they came from. At the moment, we don't know the actual date of these remains because there were no grave goods with them. Looking at where they were and the type of burials that we've got, they are going to be prehistoric, and they're most likely to be early Bronze Age. So you're looking at sort of like 2,500 years BC to 1600 BC. It's really quite a long time ago.
What are the remains that you've found then?
What we've got the remains of are we've got 2 children. So I've got 1 neonate, so probably sort of in the first sort of 2 months of life. I've got 1 infant of 3 years old. I've got a sub-adult boy of about 15 to 17 years of age, quite a robust individual actually, quite a big chunky lad. And then there's an elderly lady who, like me, had quite a lot of problems with her neck.